if you're doing easy level, have videos, they have instructions. They don't really have video instructions, at least to my way of thinking. So let's look at it real quick. All right, real quick, I'm using the drill with a step bit. You need to get to 3/4 inches to make the holes you need so those things can peek through the kick plate. I'm using my impact driver, which is in the gentlest setting because you really don't want to overdo the screws. We'll show you real quick. Anyway, drill for that. You could use a drill for the screws, but I'm using a drill driver, and I find some clamps handy. All right, so the kit comes with this little guy, which is the spacer. You bring it all the way to the edge, and it's going to index off the side here. And then if you're on the outside, you use the outside hole. Whichever side you're on, really, you use the outside hole. Not sure if I'm gonna put in here yet or not in this case, because that's the outside. I marked it. Now, the other thing I did was just so I don't have to like worry about the step drill walking, I'm just gonna take a punch, put it right there, and just make sure my drill bit won't wander. I spared you the hammering, but now I've just got a little hole that we can step drill in. Now I found it, even my fairly powerful drill here, useful to wander a bit. Now I have it in the 1 mode, maybe the 2 would be better. It's faster, but it seems to get hung up where the 1 has a little more oomph. So here's how I do it. All right, so you're gonna get a whole pack of these, and they're all the same. So basically what you're gonna do is pick one for the front and install the short guy here. Now, if I was doing this two-handed, I would actually have one hand there to keep the foot from going out. But basically, hold this when you feel the foot start pushing, stop messing with it. And then for the long one, we're gonna put the long one in the same thing, but what you notice is the back here is a little more open, which is going to allow it to drop the angle enough so that, you'll see in a second, this one comes through here and joins there, and you still can screw it with no problem. So I'm going to get that set up, and then what I would do is just clamp it in place here. So I'm going to do that off camera, but you'll get the idea. But to be clear, we're just gonna start threading this guy and do the same amount of threading. Stop when it gives you resistance so you don't put the foot out. And then this is gonna go down here. This is very hard one-handed. And basically is gonna slide through like that. So you have both of them coming out and available to level. Now, the position of the rear one is basically set by being able to be reached in the hole. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second, but let's do that off camera. All right, so I've kind of put these in the hole where I can get to them. Aim-wise, I might raise the back one just a little bit there. But I've clamped them in place, made sure they're kind of flush, or not kind of, they are flush with the bottom here. And the bottom there with the clamps. So I'm gonna put one of the silver screws, little guys, here and here, and then a black screw here, and there's another hole behind here, and that's it. So let's get it all tightened up. But basically, just make sure you can see both of them through the hole and get to it with the square bit. That is the leveling system, and you'll be fine. So that's the install. Easier than the instructions make it look. Demystify the spacing so the feet basically aren't right up against the cabinet in the front or the back. And should be good. I will also note, very helpful to magnetize your bits. And don't overdo that. I do the front one first, just so it doesn't overbend. And don't let it clamp too much. there's a little bit of gap here, and I'm trying to leave it so it's relatively parallel. And then I know not to overdo this other hole over here. All right, that's it all buttoned up. 2 there, 2 on the bottom, 2 there, 2 on the bottom, and both easily accessed from the front. So that's the easy level system. Not super hard. Wish they would have a slightly more linear how-to instructions on their video site, or maybe I just didn't find it. And if you couldn't either, hopefully this helped. Stay messy.